It's a growing and popular trend. Today, more people throughout the country are raising backyard poultry and loving it.
It's a good little hobby. You can get different kinds, and it's just interesting to have different birds.
Whether it's to keep chickens as pets for personal enjoyment or for meat or eggs, this pastime has prompted more owners to learn about keeping their birds healthy.
Keeping chickens in your backyard takes responsibility, just like keeping any other pet like a cat or dog.
One of the best things you can do to maintain a good, healthy flock is biosecurity. And those are any and all the things you can do to prevent disease.
We keep our chickens healthy by giving them fresh, clean water on a regular basis, good, nutritious, and healthy food, making sure their pens, runs, and coops are very clean.
The first thing to consider when you're buying new birds is to purchase them from a reputable source, such as a hatchery. Next, provide them with sufficient space with good ventilation and secure housing, so they are safe from wild birds and predators, such as raccoons and foxes.
It is a good idea to keep chickens in pens and coops, mainly because of predators. There will always be something that will love your chickens more than you. Keeping your chickens in a pen or a coop or a run can protect them from predators.
Whether you're a new bird owner or have raised poultry for years, keeping your flock healthy and free of infectious diseases is a top priority.
We keep our birds healthy by limiting the people that come in and out of the farm. We also keep them healthy by providing them, fresh water every day. And also, if we buy new poultry, we quarantine them for a while and keep them away from our other chickens till we make sure that there's no problem.
You are the best protection your birds have. Infectious poultry diseases can make your birds very sick and even kill an entire flock, although they are not usually harmful to humans. Live poultry can carry harmful germs called salmonella, so it's important to wash your hands after handling your birds so you don't get sick. Vaccines can provide limited protection, but the best insurance is to follow everyday common sense practices to prevent the introduction of disease to your birds that we call biosecurity. Bio means life, and security means safety, as in protecting the life of your birds.
In the information as far as disease control, all the various points we call biosecurity, and that's any and all things they can do to prevent disease. They don't want to bring a disease onto their farm, and they don't want to take one to somebody else's farm.
Backyard biosecurity for raising poultry is very similar to what we do every day to protect ourselves from human infections. We wash our hands, we wash our dishes, we avoid eating food that may be contaminated. We also avoid contact with people who are sick with the flu or a cold. Most of the time, a cold or flu is a minor inconvenience for us. But for poultry, some contagious diseases are deadly and easily spread by the movement of infected birds, people with contaminated clothing, shoes, and hands, or contaminated equipment, vehicles, and machinery. Insects and rodents can carry disease too, and so can contaminated materials and manure.
Just to be especially careful about everything that you do in terms of don't trade equipment, don't borrow a shovel, don't take feed from one farm to another farm. Anything like that is especially important in biosecurity.
So here are 6 easy-to-follow steps for practicing backyard biosecurity and keeping your birds healthy. Keep your distance. Restrict access to your birds. Consider fencing off the area where you keep your birds. Be careful who you allow to come into contact with your birds. If visitors have their own birds, do not let them near yours. It's best if visitors have not had contact with birds for at least 7 days before visiting with your birds. Your flock should not have contact with wild birds because they carry germs and diseases. Be careful. If you have bird feeders and bird houses, don't put them near your bird area. Keep it clean. Wear clean clothing or keep clothing just for working with your birds. Scrub your shoes with disinfectant and wash your hands before and after entering your bird area. Visitors should wear boots or shoes that can be cleaned and disinfected before entering your bird area, or provide them disposable shoe covers. Clean cages and coops and change food and water every day. Clean and disinfect equipment that comes in contact with your birds or their droppings, including coops and tools. Remove manure before disinfecting and properly dispose of dead birds. Keep in mind that disinfectant has no effect on caked-on dirt, manure, or accumulations of dust. You must scrape off dirty surfaces and clean them with water before you apply the disinfectant. Don't haul disease home. If you've been near other birds or bird owners, possibly at a feed store, fair, or show, clean and disinfect your car and truck tires, poultry cages, and equipment before going home. If your birds have been at a fair or exhibition, separate them from the rest of your flock for at least 2 weeks after the event.
Trying to keep the birds isolated is a big part of that. If you take them to a show or something like that, then when you bring them back, isolate those birds for a period of time. Usually 2 weeks, maybe as long as 3. Of course, if you can go longer than that, that's even much better.
Don't borrow disease from your neighbor. Do not share lawn and garden equipment, tools, or poultry supplies with your neighbors or other bird owners. If you must bring these items home, it's best to clean and disinfect them before they reach your property. If your birds live outdoors, their food and water should be kept inside or in a protected area where it will be safe from wild birds and rodents. And be sure to know the warning signs of infectious bird diseases. Recognizing the signs could prevent your entire flock from getting sick. These signs include a sudden increase in bird deaths in your flock, sneezing, gasping for air, coughing, and nasal discharge, green and watery diarrhea, sudden weight loss with a lack of energy and poor appetite, a drop in egg production or soft, thin-shelled, or oddly shaped eggs, swelling around the eyes, neck, and head. Purple discoloration of the wattles, combs, and legs is a strong sign of avian influenza or bird flu. While tremors, drooping wings, circling, twisting of the head and neck, and lack of movement are indicators of exotic Newcastle disease, known as END. Bird flu and END are both caused by viruses. They can strike and spread quickly, sometimes without warning. In recent years, an outbreak of END wiped out entire flocks here in the United States. Even exposed birds in the flocks that appeared to be healthy had to be destroyed. It caused the deaths of thousands of backyard birds, millions of commercial laying hens, and the loss of many jobs. This tragic outbreak may have been minimized with the use of these simple hygienic steps. Finally, report sick birds. Don't wait. If your birds are sick or dying, call your veterinarian, Cooperative Extension Office, State Veterinarian, State Poultry and Animal Diagnostic Laboratory, or the USDA's Veterinary Services Office. In fact, it's a good idea to keep the numbers handy, so they're there when you need them. Call USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service toll-free at 1-866-536-7593, and we'll put you in touch with a local contact. If a disease investigation is needed, there is no charge for this service. We're in this together, and no matter how few or how many birds you own, we want to help you keep your flock safe from infectious poultry diseases and help protect the country's food supply. Remember, you are the best protection your birds have.